Hello everyone and welcome back to Crossway Kids Online. It is so good to have you here wherever you're joining us from. I remember hearing a story of one family who was joining us all the way from overseas when they were on holidays. So that is an awesome thing about being online. We can be together no matter where we are. And I hope you've had a great week and are ready to get into another week of exploring wisdom. And now, before we jump into talking about wisdom for today, it'll be so awesome for us to worship together, to join together from all over the place, all over Melbourne, all over Australia, all over the world, wherever you are, to join together and worship God all at the same time, all together, because we love Him so much. So wherever you are, let's jump up, let's get excited, and let's get into some worship right now.
I'm not too young to stand and sing. I lift my voice with all in me. I'm not too young, so I will dance. I'll lift my arms and clap my hands. Whoa, with everything you've given me. Whoa, with everything inside of me. Whoa, for everything you are, we lift our praise. We're not too young to praise your name. We're not too young to praise your name.
You are God, alive in me. In all I do, you're my energy. I am young, I'll jump and shout to show the world what love's about.
Whoa, with everything you've given me. Whoa, with everything inside of me. Whoa, for everything you are, we lift our praise. We're not too young to praise your name. We're not too young to praise your name. We give our best, we give our all. We are your children, but not too young to sing your praise, to sing with joy. We're not too young, we're not too young, yeah, we're not too young. We're not too young. Not too young. With everything you've given me. Everything you've given me. With everything inside of me. For everything you are. For everything you are. We lift our praise. We're not too young to praise your name. We're not too young. We're not too young to praise your name. We give our best, we give our all. We are your children, but not too young to sing your praise, to sing with joy. We're not too young, we're not too young, we're not too young.
Hey everyone, welcome to Game Time. I'm Andrew and I've got Rod and Tyson with me, and today we are playing Elephant's March. Okay, really simple. You've got to use these bean bags in the stockings, and you just need to knock over all the little items on your row of cones.
That's so easy.
So easy. Oh, forgot to mention one rule. You've got to put this over your head
What?
and hands behind your back.
What?
So why don't we do that now while I'm talking? So you put the end over your head fully. You'll still be able to breathe. It's only stockings, so they're very... Yep, that's it. Hands go behind your back, and then you've got to just use your head and knock them over, okay? All right, so why don't you line up behind one row. Okay, first person to knock all of them over wins. All right, are you ready?
So fun.
Get set and go. All right. Oh, Tyson had a good strategy there. Oh, Tyson! Wow, Tyson is so quick.
No way.
And he has
I
done
didn't
it.
get one.
All right, stop. That was a great, quick game. All right, guys, that was way too easy. So this time, hands are still behind your back. The only way you can do it is side to side. So no going forward, okay? You can only knock it down by swinging side to side. Remember, it's called Elephant March. You're gonna look like an elephant. Are you ready? Get set, and go. Side to side. Oh, suddenly Rod's in the lead. Yes. Whoa, well done. Well done. Yep. Tice, you getting there, mate? Can you imagine an elephant? Like, how hard is it to control the trunk? Oh, wow. Rod has won round 2, so that's 1 all. 1 all. I think we're going to need a tiebreaker. Hey, guys, you're looking good. Looking good. I don't know. I think this is the best you've ever looked. Here we are at the tiebreaker. Same rules, except this time you're going to go backwards. If you knock it off with your feet, you have to stop, put it back on, and then keep going. Okay? Ready to go?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to be like behind the line. Yeah. Behind the line. On your mark. Get set. Go. All right. Tyson is. Oh, he's missed one. Oh, he's got his whole strategy back. Yeah! Oh! Well done. Tyson does the helicopter. I was trying to get his head. Thanks for joining us on Game Time. It's been great. Tyson wins. Sorry, Rod. We'll see you next time.
Hey everyone. I once heard someone say, the adventure begins when everything goes wrong. So let's pretend that everything has gone wrong as we play a game of Would You Rather Danger Edition. So I'm going to describe a scenario for you, and you have to choose how you would rather get out of this dilemma. Chat with your family and share your answers with them. Are you ready? You're paddling down a river when suddenly your boat springs a catastrophic leak and you have to jump into the water. Now, would you rather wrestle with a crocodile or tango with a hippopotamus? Well, that was interesting. I think I would rather take my chances with a crocodile than a hippopotamus. They are really, really strong. Okay, here's your next would you rather. Your four-wheel drive has broken down in the jungle and you have to move quickly to get out. So would you rather ride on the back of an ostrich or be carried out by a massive gorilla? Oh, I don't think I could trust an ostrich. He'd just go way too fast and I think I'd slip off the back, and I don't know if they're very bright, so we might get even more lost. I think I'm gonna have to go with the gorilla. Okay, here's your last would you rather. You are being chased by an angry pack of wolves. Now, you've got 2 ways you can escape. Would you rather jump into a river infested with hungry piranhas, or would you rather swing across the river on the tail of an unsuspecting python? For me, I think I'd rather go swimming with piranhas. I really don't like snakes, or especially a surprised one. Thanks for playing that game with me. Now, there was no right or wrong answers to those scenarios. Some of you might have picked your answer because it sounded more fun, or some of you might have picked your answer because it was less risky. Regardless of what you said, I'm sure you put a lot of thought into the scenario before you picked your answer.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3.
When Solomon became king as a young man, he asked God for one thing: wisdom. And God made him one of the wisest men in the world. Years later, many of Solomon's wise sayings were collected and written down in the book of Proverbs. Check out these wise words in Proverbs 22:3.
Wise people see danger and go to a safe place, but childish people keep going and suffer for it.
There's a lot to discover in these few short lines. First of all, it's important to remember to take time in your day to stop. Oops! It's easy to get so distracted that you don't stop to take a breath and pay attention to what's going on around you. Second step, think. Look around you, look ahead. Do you see danger? Ask yourself, if I keep doing what I'm doing, what's going to happen? If I say the first thing that pops into my head and talk back to my mom, well, that might just lead to a week of no screen time. If I keep playing this video game and playing instead of studying, I might bomb the test. If I ignore the sign that says playground closed for repairs, that could mean a trip to urgent care. God doesn't tell us the future, but He has given us the common sense to think through what is most likely to happen right now based on what's going on around us. Oh, which brings us to our third step. Act. Once you've taken time to stop and think it through, it's time to make your move. Maybe you realize the safe place in this case is to hold your tongue and say, "Yes, ma'am." Maybe your safe place is setting a timer for only 5 more minutes of game time before you study. Maybe your safe place is to walk right past that closed down playground, no matter how cool it looks. Foolish people barrel ahead without pausing to think. Wisdom stops, thinks, then acts. From the very beginning, God designed people with the ability to think and act according to His wisdom. And that's still true for each one of us today. So don't forget to stop, think, and then act. And as Solomon reminds us, wise people see danger and go to their safe place. But childish people, they keep going and suffer for it.
Let's stop and have a think for a second. Think about some situations or challenges that you faced throughout this week. Your sister might have screamed at you because you changed the channel. Your brother might have yelled at you because you beat his high score on the Xbox. Maybe you left your bike in the bike rack at school and someone let the air out of the tires as a joke. Maybe you finally got those new shoes and they're white, and then at lunchtime someone steps on them and puts mud all over them. When we face situations like this, how much effort do we put into thinking before we respond? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I hear these situations, I think about times when I was arguing with my brother and sister. And I don't think I put any thought whatsoever into how I should respond. I never thought about the consequences for my actions or how the words or the actions that I do might actually be making the situation worse. Every day, we respond to situations without thinking, and often the consequences aren't too great. But how do we change how we respond so that we can make the wise decision? Do you remember what Solomon said? Here's a sneak peek. Wise people see danger and go to a safe place, but childish people keep going and suffer for it. Proverbs 22, verse 3. For many of us, this is pretty easy to understand. When we face danger, we try and find a safe place to protect ourselves. But in this verse, Solomon isn't talking about dangers like a bushfire, or tornado, or a lightning storm. In this verse, danger is saying something negative about a friend to others. It's about lying so that you can get yourself out of trouble. Or it's cheating in a test so that you get better marks. But every decision we make has consequences that we will all end up facing. Let's pretend a friend of yours at school has found the answers to a science test in the classroom bin. He's brought it over to show you, and it's so tempting. Science has never been your strong subject, And your brain automatically thinks of all the praise that you can get from your classmates, your teachers, and your parents when you get a good mark. Using this situation, let's look at 3 easy things that we can do to face this danger and to find our safe place. It's important to take time to stop. Stop gives us time to decide what is the right choice, and it stops us from jumping into making a bad decision. The next step is think. Thinking for a moment gives you an opportunity to think about the consequences of a bad decision. Thinking is asking yourself, what will happen if I really do cheat on this science test? Is this something that Jesus would do? If my classmates see me taking out my phone and copying down the answers, what example is this for them? Now, thinking is sometimes really hard to do, but remember, there are so many wise people out there who can help you. So chat to someone who's wise to help you make the right choice. Stop, think, and the third step is act. Once you've stopped and taken time to think, it's then time to act. It's time to go find that safe place from the danger. Now, your safe place is not going to be to look at the answer page and to copy down the answers onto your test. The safe place might be to say no to your friend and then to find some extra time after school to study for your science test and then to go in prepared. Maybe your safe place is actually to encourage your friend not to cheat himself, but to throw the answer sheet into the bin. This week, when we want to make a wise choice, we stop, we think, then we act. Let's pray, asking God to help us be wise.
And there you have it. I don't know about you guys, but I've been thinking about wisdom over the last few weeks, and it's pretty obvious that it's not always super easy to make a wise choice. It's not an easy decision, it's not the first thing that comes to our mind, and so I really hope that you guys are able to make some wise choices this week, even when it's hard. Remember all the things we've been learning about to help you make those wise choices. So whatever you've got on this week, I hope you have a great week, I hope you take care and are able to show wisdom to the people in your lives. So thank you for joining us today, and have a great week, guys. Bye.